Review: Isekai Office Worker. The Other World's books depend on the bean counter. Episode 5. I went on an expedition. Isekai Office Worker Episode 5. I went on an expedition. Sees Kondu, Kent Itu Mashal, magic and muscles. Taken by surprise when he learns that the Crown Prince expects him to join the mission to purify the miasma. Over Indelark's Tomoki Meino, Octopath Traveler 0 objections, he agrees, putting himself in grave danger. The narrative within this episode moves at a strong clip. From the banquet, which introduces a couple of new faces, to the first leg of the expedition, the story progresses at a strong pace. It lets Kondu have some interesting moments, particularly with the Holy Maiden, Yua, Yuna Kamakura, the Grim Variations. Kondu's discussion with Yua feels like a potential shift for the side character. His words seem to hit home with her, causing her to begin to question her attitude and focus in this new world. Kondu comes across as a bit harsh here, but it feels genuinely born of concern. Ever since they first arrived, there has been a clear undercurrent of concern from the protagonist about the mission of the Holy Maiden. With so few details and everyone being so eager to entrust their lives to a stranger, it leaves one wondering exactly how she is meant to purify this forest. Some rather bad options spring readily to mind. However, while Isekai Office Worker Episode 5 brings a couple of intriguing moments of plot with it, these occurrences are completely overshadowed by Indelark's growing obsession with Kondu. In prior episodes, he was already a bit overbearing, but now he has gone completely overboard. Despite Kondu fully understanding his situation and the dangers he faces, Indelark continues to make ever-increasing demands on him. Kondu's time, food, personal appearance, and personal space all seem to be Indelark's to control. What was once concerned and caring has crossed the line to possessive and controlling. There are even moments when Indelark comes across as low-key sinister, though I don't think that is the show's intent. This unhealthy fixation becomes worse as the series sees Indelark increase his treatments for Kondu. Despite there being ample plot reasons why the duo must spend so much time in full-body contact to reinforce Kondu's magical resistance, one can help but feel like Indelark is taking advantage of the situation just to have the object of his affection all to himself. Further bringing down Isekai Office Worker Episode 5 is its brief flurry of combat. As the expedition nears the miasma, they are beset by monsters. The battle that sees the Holy Knights dispatch their foes swiftly feels stiff and unexciting. One wouldn't expect too much flash and dazzle from the fight, given that this is Titan action series, but it would be fair for the sequence to at least bring a measure of excitement. Unfortunately, there is no other way to describe the moment than simply bad. It would have been more effective to have the action happen completely off-screen. As the episode closes, the group prepares to begin the darkest leg of the journey. Despite all the other administrative personnel being left behind, the prince once more insists on Kondu's presence for this far more dangerous trek. With all the questions surrounding the nature of the purification ritual, there are hints that the prince's motivations may extend beyond simple spite for the bureaucrat, with perhaps a far more villainous intent in mind. Isekai Office Worker Episode 5 tries to build up some elements of its plot, even succeeding in Yua's case. However, cringe-inducing bad combat and a romance that is starting to feel unhealthy before it even gets off the ground do far more harm than the sprinkling of good the episode's stronger moments can muster. Isekai Office Worker. The Other World's books depend on the bean counter. Episode 5 is streaming now on Crunchyroll. Rating 410 TLDR. Isekai Office Worker Episode 5 tries to build up some elements of its plot, even succeeding in Yua's case. However, cringe-inducing bad combat and a romance that is starting to feel unhealthy before it even gets off the ground do far more harm than the sprinkling of good the episode's stronger moments can muster.